Hello Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. So I'm doing your weekly psychic tarot reading, tuning into the week's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through, or guidance, usually guidance, support, clarity, maybe with a little access to joy as a sprinkle on top. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are welcome. You might want to check out your other placements if this doesn't resonate. And if this resonates, you might want to check out your other placements. So Sagittarius, in the beginning, we have the Eight of Materials in reverse. Something's not working. Either someone's not working or something's not working out. It feels to me that someone's not putting in the effort. And it's romantic. Someone's not putting in the effort. It feels like this person was very loving until they weren't. Feels like this person came in disguised as a very loving person and communicated, told you that's what it is. They told you what you wanted to hear. And instead of seeing if this person can match, if they're walking their walk, if they're just talk or if they're action, it feels like at some point they switched. They stopped being so nice. It feels like when they realized that they kind of had you hooked. It feels like you were you blinded yourself to the truth of this relationship, and this was, I feel like we're tuning in to a relationship of codependency, trauma bond. It feels like you're it feels like you're duped. It really does. It feels like you thought you were buying one thing, that you're investing into a connection, trusting what they're saying and realizing that this isn't the investment you thought you had. There's no return on your investment. You're expected to give all your energy and not get anything back. And yet it's really complicated because you're not walking away from this connection, even though it is so dissatisfying. Feels like the reasons are complex and many. A lot of the reasons, it feels like there's some unhealed wounds that made you susceptible to this type of codependency. I just heard coercion. Feels like this person talks you into being who they need you to be and not who you would prefer to show up as. It looks like you lost passion. And even this person, it feels like there's just a lack of action, a lack of ambition. It feels like, this is it. Now, from here to in perpetuity, we're going to move forward in this way, unchanged. Me not putting in any work and you putting in all the work, so I don't have to. This is like, I'm talking from the person in the past. There's a lack of transformation. This person is incredibly immature, shallow, hard, because there's no desire to grow. It's all about perception. And it looks like what's interesting here is this person wants to be the boss, wants to be the big like in charge, but it looks like you are the one who has that type of innate quality. Maybe not innate, maybe not practiced in the past, of like a star quality that I'm tuning into that you have, and an ability to transform. There's some type of luck that you have, even though you went through this long period of staying where you can't grow. So like as a plant, it would be you, if you were a succulent, you're inside a house and no direct sunlight and overwatered. Like you can't grow in this environment. I think that's the point. It feels like it kept you were kind of captive. You kept yourself captive. You're doing all the work here as well, but it feels like you're doing all the work in the relationship, but all the blame is given to you. Again, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, this is explanation why you stayed. Even though someone didn't work, even though this relationship didn't work, it looks like you have an abandonment issue. Rejection and abandonment issue. And yeah, you abandoned yourself to stay in this connection. And then it feels like it feels like then you were abandoned because you kept abandoning yourself. It looks like you started setting up healthy boundaries and standing your ground. Wow. All right, Sagittarius, let's get to it. Let's get to present time energy. We have 4 of emotions in reverse. So, no, not that one. There's something that you weren't interested in, something or someone, and now you're having a change of heart. Something that you were rejecting or letting go of that now you're having a second thought about. Interesting. What is this? There's this energy of turning towards something that you'd once rejected or let go. And it feels like you're not seeing something, or there's a lack of learning that's coming up. What does Sagittarius need to know about this? Okay, from the past. Okay. Feels like I want love. I'm interested in love or loving, but I have a lot of fears about the past. You might still be kind of processing and still in your past. You might still be connected or in this relationship in the from the past. It feels like it looks like you're processing and trying to figure out what happened. What did I just go through? Why was there a lack of success? It looks like giving your power away to someone else kind of took away your ability to succeed, to have passion. It looks like you're no longer wanting to be around bullies, people who are manipulative, people who will win at any cost. It feels, who are you fighting? There's some type of fight or energy coming up. It feels like you're fighting for a new timeline. You're fighting for yourself. There's a lot of, it doesn't feel necessarily so far in present energy like action. It feels like I'm trying to make sense of what I just went through. I think I've already said that. Looks like you're very intuitive right now. You're using your intuition to figure out what options you have. You want to heal that nervous system. And it looks like you're letting go of beliefs that you need someone else. And you're healing from heartbreak, quite possibly third party heartbreak. So it's a lot. It feels like what you're doing this week is more internal, kind of in your emotions, in your thoughts. This is a little bit like a relationship autopsy, trying to make sense of what you're coming through, what you're coming out of. All right. What's hidden, Sagittarius, this week is the Ace, or the Knight of Voices, Knight of Swords. This is communication coming in. Feels like you're seeing there's communication from somebody who's not in the clouds. It does feel like you're in a fog this week, trying to figure out where you are and who's playing what parts. And this might be both communication from someone who can see things from a better perspective, and also from your higher self, seeing things from a higher perspective. So you're not so stuck in the story of what happened. It looks like you're having clarity and you're seeing how you were given less than what you gave, that this person breadcrumbed you and kept you stuck, kept you not planning. It feels like this person just kept trailing you along, breadcrumbing you, giving you just enough nourishment to keep you just barely alive and hooked into this connection. But by doing that and not letting you go, they are making it so they keep you from moving on. So this person's also just childish. Like, it feels like they're done with you at some point, but they don't want to let you go because they don't want you to move on. Jeez. Because I think they realize on some level that you would transform after this breakup, and then people and they would have to acknowledge that, because it feels like this person is telling themselves, telling you, telling everyone that they're amazing. I'm amazing. The world begins and ends with me. And then you're the behind the scenes feeding into this person, giving them energy, care, love, attention, affection. And it's like they need to be built up. They're very much in their ego. There's a lot of frustration coming up, a lot of being willing to feel how this makes you feel, hidden and suppressed feelings and emotions. Maybe those emotions are coming up. You're starting to see the lies, see why there's been a lack of success, see the lack of growth, the lack of learning anything new, realizing that you've been kind of like in a feedback loop, repeating the past, no growth and movement. And it feels like this is making you mad. And I like anger in that vibrationally, when you're feeling hopeless and detached from life, not feeling like there's anything left, is such a low vibration. Then sadness and kind of that restricted, very hopeless. Oh no, that was down here. Sad, confused, uncertain, nervous, scared. If you raise your vibration and you get mad, if you get angry, it gives you some energy. And as long as you can consciously, what I want to do with this anger and this frustration, now that I'm seeing what I have been involved in, what type of connection, who I've been in connection with, how can I use this anger to create what I would prefer going forward? That's, you could really utilize that energy in a fantastic way, and it's okay to be right where you are. You might be even frustrated that you're where you are, and what I'm getting is it's okay to be right where you are. This is important. Don't rush this. The advice is the Hanged Muse in reverse. It looks like, Sagittarius, you're tired of sacrificing yourself just to be in this connection or a connection. Centering someone else in your experience, giving until there's nothing and there's no one reciprocating. It feels like what you thought you were creating for yourself is, I give and give, and then at some point when I'm in need, people will pay me back and give, and instead that wasn't it was an unconscious agreement you thought you were existing in, but it feels like you have created a scenario where nobody needs to respect you. Nobody needs to respect your boundaries, your time, your energy, your care. And if you don't, they're not going to. Oof. So I might be talking to someone who's a former people pleaser, a former doormat in recovery. If you are, hello, me too. At first it's really crazy to start standing up for yourself and feel terrified and uncomfortable, knowing that someone, instead of you absorbing the awkwardness and the discomfort and acquiescing and doing whatever people want, instead being like, yeah, I don't want to do that, and then saying that and allowing them to be uncomfortable, mad at you, frustrated. It's not your job how other people feel. Feels like something you were taught growing up, and it looks like you're no longer sacrificing yourself to make everybody happy. It's impossible anyway, and it looks like you're wanting something new. Okay, there's another message coming out. It feels like there's like this, like oh my God, Sagittarius, there's this desire to, what is this? Expose this person, and in all of their ugliness, so people could see them for who they are. Okay. Oh, interesting. It looks like the people who you would want to expose this person, they're already, it feels like they don't care. You'd be talking to people who aren't your friends, who don't care. So it feels like you have been so isolated and separated. Are you surrounded by this person's friends, this person's family? Have you let go of a lot of your friends, your real friends, to stay in this connection? Did you let go of family to stay in this connection? Because what I'm gathering is nobody that desire to tell people, it's like trying to tell the flying monkeys that the witch of the east is bad or evil or something. They're together. So I don't feel like your desire to eviscerate this person and tell the truth it feels like it's going to fall on deaf ears. It feels like there's been too much said about you in rooms where you have not been. And it feels like this person's very manipulative, and so it's almost like they're like, this is what this person's gonna say, da 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 da. They're crazy, or that kind of stuff. So whatever you want to say, it feels like they've already created doubt. And this is so deceptive. This feels so specific. What I'm gathering as the advice is to not focus on those who feels like it's really hard to let go of this, because once you start seeing and unraveling what type of connection you've been in, then you're like, oh my gosh, this makes me so angry. Why did I stay in this? Why did I keep saying, you're processing and working through. And what I'm gathering is to keep moving towards the light. Keep focusing on creating the next version of you. How can you use what you've gone through to make you be the person you want to become out of this, and to have the life you would prefer to have? How can I take the fertilizer, the crap that this is? It feels like a good time to make an intention that I'm going to plant seeds of desire and change in this crap, and hopes that down the line I've learned everything I need to learn from these experiences. So hopefully that helps, Sagittarius. Have a great week. Take care.